Hello, BBN. This is terrible, but not for Kentucky. Rather for our competitors in the basketball scene, because we're putting together a terrifically good team with the help of our great Coach Pope. Want more updates? Subscribe to the channel to keep receiving news. The recent announcement that five-star guard Mikel Brown Jr. has scheduled a visit to Kentucky's campus in late September further underscores Coach Pope's commitment to securing elite talents for the 2025 class. Coach Pope has been making significant moves for this team. The pursuit of top players for the 2025 class has already started bearing fruit for Kentucky, with the commitment from the #1 center, Malachi Moreno. Moreno represents the first piece of a puzzle that Coach Pope intends to complete with players who can make a difference on a team that will inevitably face the loss of several athletes after the 2024-25 season due to eligibility. Will we soon have Jasper Johnson and Brown Jr.? That would be great news and terrible for competitors, as mentioned at the beginning. Brown Jr., who currently plays at DME Academy in Daytona Beach, Florida, is ranked as the 12th best player in the 2025 class by 247 Sports. He combines scoring ability with an impressive facilitation capacity, making him a true complete point guard. His shooting and passing skills would be a phenomenal addition to Kentucky's roster, especially when considered along with the potential arrival of Johnson, another elite point guard. Together, they would form a dynamic backcourt, offering both offensive power and a refined game vision, which could be the foundation of a team aspiring to great achievements. Although Alabama is currently the favorite in the race for Brown Jr., his scheduled visit to Kentucky's campus has the potential to change this narrative. Kentucky's tradition in college basketball, combined with Coach Pope's ability to develop talent and prepare his players for the NBA, are factors that cannot be underestimated. Coach Pope's experience in creating a competitive yet supportive environment is something that often attracts top high school players, and Brown Jr. could very well become the next star to commit to the Wildcats. Furthermore, it's important to consider the strategic impact that adding Brown Jr. and Johnson would have for Kentucky. With an aging roster that will see many key players leave after the next season, securing these recruits is not just about adding talent, but also about continuity and stability for the program. Coach Pope seems aware of this and is clearly focused on ensuring that the Wildcats remain among the top national contenders, even with the inevitable changes that will come. The potential formation of a backcourt consisting of Brown Jr. and Johnson represents a significant step in this direction. Both players bring complementary skills that could transform the team's identity, maintaining a balance between offense and defense, and providing the necessary flexibility to face a variety of opponents. This combination would not only keep Kentucky competitive in the challenging SEC landscape, but also reinforce its position as one of the top destinations for the best college basketball talents. The race for these elite talents is just beginning, and Wildcats fans will certainly be watching for the next developments. Joe Lunardi's latest bracketology update has sparked a conversation that may leave many Kentucky fans feeling their team is being underestimated under the new leadership of Mark Pope. Lunardi, known for his detailed and typically accurate NCAA tournament predictions, has placed Kentucky as a 6th seed in the East region, a positioning that, at first glance, might not fully reflect the high expectations surrounding a team that should, in theory, be among the top contenders. Coach Mark Pope, in his first season at the helm, has inherited a squad with an intriguing mix of seasoned veterans and emerging talents. This blend is often seen as ideal for a solid March campaign. The experience of players who have been through the ups and downs of previous tournaments could provide the necessary stability to guide the Wildcats on a deep tournament run. However, Lunardi's prediction might be seen as a cautious assessment, possibly reflecting the natural uncertainties that come with the transition to a new regime. The proposed bracket sets Kentucky against the winner of a Villanova and Pittsburgh matchup, two programs with successful histories capable of challenging any opponent. This potential initial game in Milwaukee however, is not the greatest obstacle the Wildcats might face on this path. The presence of UConn as the second seed in the same region is undoubtedly one of the most daunting aspects of this draw. UConn, under the leadership of Dan Hurley, has won consecutive championships and remains one of the most feared teams in the country. Facing the Huskies so early in the tournament would be a true test for Pope's team, and for many, the kind of matchup any team would prefer to avoid until the later stages. While some may argue that a 6-seed forecast is conservative, especially considering Kentucky's history and tradition, it's important to acknowledge that the SEC will be highly competitive this season. With 10 teams projected to make the tournament, the conference is tied with the Big Ten for the most representatives, highlighting the strength and depth of competition the Wildcats will face throughout the year. This context partly justifies Lunardi's position, suggesting that while Kentucky has the potential to climb, the path will not be easy. For Coach Pope, the 2024-25 campaign is both an opportunity and a challenge. He has at his disposal a group of veteran players who have proven their worth, but also carries the pressure of maintaining the standard of excellence that the Kentucky program has always demanded. If the Wildcats can solidify their identity under his leadership and show consistency against a tough schedule, there's a good chance they can exceed this 6-seed projection and position themselves more favorably in the NCAA tournament. The key for Kentucky will be balancing experience with the innovation brought by Pope. The ability to navigate the challenges of the SEC while keeping an eye on the ultimate goal of March will determine how far this team can go. And if there's one thing college basketball history has taught us, it's that predictions are just that, predictions. The real test will come on the court, where the Wildcats will have the chance to prove that, regardless of their seed, they are a team to be respected and feared. Say what you will, but Pope is making a difference. Andrew Carr is on the verge of becoming one of the biggest surprises in the SEC this season. The power forward joined the Kentucky Wildcats with a skill set few players at his position possess, and he's perfectly poised to have a standout season under the guidance of Mark Pope. With versatility that makes him a threat both on the perimeter and in the paint, Carr is the kind of player who can transform a team's destiny. Last season, playing for Wake Forest, Carr posted numbers that can't be overlooked. 13.5 points, 6.8 rebounds, 1.5 assists, and 1.5 blocks per game, along with an impressive 52.6% field goal shooting and 37.1% from three-point range. These stats reflect a complete player capable of impacting the game on multiple fronts. In Mark Pope's system, which values forwards who can shoot and pass the ball, Carr fits like a glove. His ability to score from long range, as well as close to the rim, combined with his defensive presence, makes him a threat on both ends of the court. What makes Carr even more intriguing is his ability to execute post moves with precision, an aspect often overlooked in light of his shooting skills. In a team where outside shooting usually draws more attention, Carr brings a vital balance, also excelling as a finisher in the paint. This kind of versatility is rare in college basketball, especially among power forwards, and it places him in a prime position to dominate the conference. Expectations are that Pope's offense will provide Carr with the ideal conditions to shine. With a style of play that allows players to explore all their abilities, Carr will likely not only replicate his numbers from Wake Forest, but possibly exceed them. He has all the tools to be the top power forward in the SEC, and if the Wildcats can reach their potential, much of it will owe to Carr's influence. Although he may enter the season underestimated, Carr won't remain that way for long. His combination of size, agility, and technical skill makes him a formidable opponent, and it's only a matter of time before he is recognized as one of the best players in the conference. With the departure of some of the SEC's leading talents, there's an opening for new names to emerge, and Carr is perfectly positioned to be one of those names. It's not an exaggeration to say that Andrew Carr will be a key piece for Kentucky Wildcats' success this season. If he can maintain the performance level he showed last year and adapt well to Pope's system, there's a good chance the Wildcats will have a deep run in the NCAA tournament, with Carr playing a crucial role. Indeed, he might become the team's second leading scorer, right behind Jackson Robinson, contributing significantly to Kentucky's ambitions. He has the advantage of being in a program that values his skills and is surrounded by players who can complement his style of play. If all goes as expected, Carr won't just be the best power forward in the SEC, but also one of the most impactful players in college basketball in 2025. Let's go forward. Otega Oweh is one of the most intriguing players to watch this season at Mark Pope's Kentucky Wildcats. His transfer from Oklahoma has brought an energy and versatility that could make a difference in crucial games. Last season, Oweh proved to be a highly efficient player, averaging 11.4 points, 3.8 rebounds, and an assist per game, while maintaining an impressive 49.3% field goal percentage and 37.7% from three-point range. These statistics place Oweh in a favorable position, especially considering his ability as a slasher, a characteristic that sets him apart from other players on Kentucky's roster. The big question now is whether Oweh should be part of the Wildcats' starting lineup. The projected lineup, including Lamont Butler, Jackson Robinson, Kobe Brea, Andrew Carr, and Amari Williams, features players who bring a powerful combination of shooting and impact on the court. However, while this group promises to be one of the best shooting teams in college basketball, the presence of a natural slasher like Oweh could be the missing element to make this lineup truly lethal. Oweh has the ideal physique to attack the basket with strength and skill, which will be essential for breaking through opposing defenses that focus on containing Kentucky's long-range shooters. Oweh's ability to penetrate defenses and finish at the rim adds an extra dimension to the Wildcats' offense, something that cannot be underestimated, especially in high-pressure games where shooting options might be limited. Although it's possible that Oweh will start the season coming off the bench, his performance in the first few weeks could force coach Mark Pope to reconsider the composition of the starting lineup. Kobe Brea, for example, is a talented player, but if he struggles, especially in terms of consistency from long distance, Oweh would become a natural choice to step into the starting formation. Pope's flexibility in adjusting his lineup will be crucial, and including Oweh could offer the perfect balance between outside shooting and the ability to attack the rim. Regardless of whether he starts or not, Oweh will play a significant role for the Wildcats this season. His scoring ability and energy when entering the game make him an indispensable piece in Pope's scheme. If he comes off the bench, he will undoubtedly be one of the team's main scorers, bringing an instant spark that can change the course of a game. What is clear is that Oweh has the talent and tools needed to make an immediate impact at Kentucky. His performance in Oklahoma showed that he is more than capable of competing at a high level, and under Mark Pope's guidance, he could very well thrive on one of the biggest stages in college basketball. This guy is different. We're entering a new era with our friend Coach Pope, but this time the spotlight has shone on another familiar face. Jeff Sheppard, a figure deeply cherished by the Big Blue Nation, is an unyielding advocate for the importance of recruiting local talent. His son, Reed Sheppard, has already made a name for himself in the collegiate scene and is poised to be one of the top picks in the upcoming NBA draft. Reed's success only reinforces Jeff's belief that the Kentucky program is adept at molding players not only to shine in college basketball, but also to stand out in professional leagues. In a recent interview with Jack Pilgrim from KSR, Jeff Sheppard shared his insights on what makes the Kentucky program so special, particularly for local players. According to Sheppard, Kentucky offers a unique platform where these talents can not only excel on one of the biggest stages in college basketball, but also secure a promising future after their playing careers. There's something unique about Kentucky when it all ends, Sheppard commented, referring to life after basketball. He cited examples like Darius Miller, Jack Givens, and Kyle Macy, who, even after ending their careers, maintain a strong and influential presence in Kentucky. This lasting bond with the state and the basketball community is, for Shepherd, what sets Kentucky apart from other programs, creating a connection that extends beyond the courts and continues to impact players' lives after retirement. Shepherd believes this deep connection between the program and its former athletes is a major draw for young talents from the state. He highlighted that for a young person born and raised in Kentucky, playing for the Wildcats is more than just competing against the best. It's a chance to integrate into a community that values and honors their contributions far beyond their career years. The Bluegrass State, with its rich basketball tradition, has been a breeding ground for elite talents in recent classes. Names like Travis Perry, Trent Noah, and now Malachi Moreno, who has committed to the 2025 class, illustrate the success of local recruiting. Under the leadership of Coach Pope, it's expected that more state talents, like five-star guard Jasper Johnson, may join the program. Let's continue to believe and bring great talents to this team, just as we have with Pope and Shepherd. Draft night is one of the most exhilarating yet tense moments for any college football player dreaming of making it to the NFL. For Will Levis, former quarterback for the Kentucky Wildcats and now a central figure in the future of the Tennessee Titans, that night was marked by a bitter experience he is unlikely to forget. Despite being projected as a first-round pick, Levis watched his name drop to the second round, which alone would be enough to fill the evening with anxiety. However, what truly made the night unforgettable was a distasteful prank he recently revealed. During his appearance on the podcast Bussin' with the Boys, hosted by former NFL players Taylor Lewan and Will Compton, Levis shared a story that illustrates the emotional roller coaster of the NFL draft. As he anxiously awaited his call, Levis's phone rang at pick number 29, a moment when he was almost certain he would finally be selected. To his surprise and disappointment, upon answering, he discovered it was not a general manager ready to recruit him, but rather a prank call. The perpetrator, whose identity Levis has yet to uncover, played a joke on one of the most important moments of his career, adding to the player's already intense frustration. Levis mentioned that he still has the number saved and, with a touch of determination, stated that one day he will find out who was responsible for the tasteless prank. The story, though told with some humor, reveals how difficult that night was for him and his family, who were present at the draft, hoping to see his name called among the first. This situation, which could have destabilized many, only reinforced Levis's resilience. Despite the initial disappointment, Levis moved forward and is now about to start a crucial season with the Titans. With the arrival of Brian Callahan as head coach, known for his work as offensive coordinator of the Bengals and for playing a significant role in Joe Burrow's NFL success, there are high expectations for Levis's development. The Titans coaching staff, along with significant offensive additions like Calvin Ridley, Tony Pollard, and Tyler Boyd, are creating ideal conditions for Levis to have a standout year. Levis has the chance to establish himself as one of the NFL's young stars, and the confidence placed in him by the Titans is a testament to his talent and potential. The bitter experience of draft night, though painful, may have served as additional motivation to prove his worth in the league. Now, with the season approaching, Levis is ready to leave the past behind and focus on leading the Titans to a new level, just as he did with the Wildcats. Levis's story serves as a reminder of the uncertainties and emotions that accompany the NFL draft. It's part of the game. The thrill of playing for Kentucky was undoubtedly unique. What's your take? Comment below.